What's up, Team TBABY? Alright, you guys liked the last voiceover for my stretching / yoga video, so we are back at it again. Now, I just want to say another disclaimer on every video that I am not certified in yoga. I am certified in personal training, and these are just things that help me. So, let's get started. I always like to start with just flowing and letting my whole body hang and drop down to the floor. And just letting all that stress from your shoulders, from your feet, all the way down, and just push everything out. So that was a downward dog, but I was catching up. All right, so now we're going to get into our quick little yoga flow / stretching. These ones I like to say they are for full body when you've been sitting too long and you need to literally get up and move your entire body. So here, just hang. If this hurts your hamstrings, move your hamstrings left to right, and that will help if you don't have as much flexibility. But just remember to start slow and build your way up. Okay, so I literally, after sitting and working, if I'm not filming, I just need to hang and just let everything from my spine just open up and then decompress. This one happens to be one of my favorites. So I think it's called the Cobra. If I'm correct, I forget. Like I said, I'm not certified in yoga. And you press back, but you're pushing on your hips, so you're opening up your chest. And I just like to release like all the tension in my chest and my shoulders. My neck hurts so bad from looking down and editing and doing all the things that I do. So just really open up your body. This is great for your hips. Just really twirl your hips around. I like to do one side and then switch to the other side. And of course, for the purpose of the video, you guys, I'm not doing the full amount that I would recommend you to do. I would say start with 30 seconds to a minute for each of these stretches. Okay, now this one's amazing. You want to make sure you stretch your arm through one end and pull your other arm back. Don't pull so far and don't go further than you should. Remember, listen to your body and only go to your body's needs. This is all just really helpful stretches that have helped me with pain in my hip and my body and my back from sitting and my neck and just everything. So remember, do these every day, whether it's getting on your mat for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, just start slow. And then I like to just position myself to stretch forward and just breathe. Like you can kind of see my body just like deep breathing out. It feels so amazing. So you guys, I highly recommend you do your yoga, meditation, whatever you want to call it. And then I like to pull back and open up my hips. And you can even keep doing this back and forth. It feels so good. Your legs, you can either leave them down or up. I personally believe that when I put mine up, I get more of a deeper stretch. And then remember to roll your shoulders back. Okay, now we're going on our side. This one might look funny, but I promise you, it feels so good. It opens up your hip like crazy. So start slow. If you can't grab your toe, then grab your thigh. If you can't grab your thigh, grab your calf, etc., etc. Then tap down and come up and pull a little further. So the goal is to get further and further each time, but it really opens up the hamstring and the hips like crazy. And you really do have to focus here because I wasn't 100% keeping your core tight or you can flop over. But now I'm showing you on the opposite side here that when you keep your core tight, you can pull a little bit further each time. And this is really honestly a good full body because you're working everything, but it just feels so amazing. So I like to do at least like 10 to 15 of these on each side, and you're going to fall in love with them. Okay, now we're going into, man, I forgot the name of this one. Anyways, butterflies. Yes, I used to do it in gymnastics. So open up your hips and you can even do deep breathing like I am here, and make sure you try and breathe in and get the back of your lower back touching the mat. So the goal is to try and get your abdominal to sink into the mat so you know your core is engaged. And then you can toss back and forth and pull your arms above your head and stretch up forward. So above your head and pull up a little bit so you can really get the nice deep breath. And then I like to rock forward. These just feel so amazing, and you guys, please just remember, go at your own pace. You don't need to be going feet overhead the first time you do this, but just try and bring those toes over your head. This really opens up your spine like crazy and your back, and you can also feel it too while you're doing it. It like pulls from the bottom of your lower back up to the front, and it just feels amazing. I have to do this at least once a day. And my hips, they always get so tight from leg day, so twirl your hips around and just do whatever feels good to you. Remember, I like to also do this and bring my legs forward. So for this one, we're going to be pulling our leg over our head. Don't get intimidated by this, but I'm even really stiff and really tight because I haven't been doing this. So the goal is to get it past to the side and over your head. But when your hamstrings and your hips are really tight, it's very hard. So for this one, for beginners, just do medium. Just slightly pull it forward to you and then bring it to the side and twist and stretch. And if you have a wall here next to you, it really does help to push. It gives you that extra stretch. They actually do this when you go get professional massages. So we're going to do the same thing to the opposite leg. Just pull as far as you can to get it loosened up, and then you're going to end up bringing it to the side, and you're going to try and get it to touch like over your head. Like I said, I haven't been doing these, so I'm really stiff on these, and it was actually hurting me a lot. I was like, oh boy, I need to keep up on my hamstring stretches like this. I used to do these all the time if you've watched my old videos. Okay, then you're going to twist, pull from your arm on the other side, and twist really well on the opposite side. Hope that made sense. Okay, now we're going back into the downward dog, and I like to do this one for my calves, just kind of like reverse pedal back and forth. It really, really feels good on the calves. And then this, my all-time favorite stretch, you guys already know, the pigeon, going down on the hip, opening up the hip, and then pulling back on the opposite side. You want to pull your other leg forward, so your toe is almost trying to go back over your head. And then you just switch and do the same thing on the other side. I can literally sit in this stretch for way too long. It feels so good. But then remember to pull your leg back over like you're trying to touch over your head. And then you can roll your hips out. This one, make sure you engage your core in this one. So try and keep your core nice and tight. Sometimes it's really easy to get your posture and position out on this one. So I like to switch and just do like a little bit on each side of rolling one side and then switch to the other side. You can do as many as you like. This one's not my favorite because it actually does make my hip pop. Okay, so now we're going to go into our little, I don't even want to call this, little foot pose. See, like I told you guys, I'm not certified in yoga. I don't know what that pose is called, but it feels amazing. Okay, now this one, 10 out of 10 recommend to open up your hips. I literally push my knee out to pop open my hip. That sounds horrible, but it really gets that like good pop and stretch. And then I like to go back and forth. So pulling from the heel is opening up your hamstrings, and pushing forward, opening up your hip and your other side of your hip. And I literally just do this sometimes like 10, 15, 20 times on each side, so I can really open up my hip. And my hamstrings are always tight every single day, no matter how much I stretch. Okay, you guys, I know it sounds like I'm talking so much, but you guys said you liked the voiceovers, so here I am blabbering on about why you should stretch and why it's so important for your body. Okay. One of my next favorites is to sit here with your knees open, opens up your hips. I like to press and massage my feet just a little bit as everything starts from your feet, and then pull forward, and really I can just lay here all day. This is opening up like everything in your body right now, from pulling your spine, your arms, your chest, your hips, your legs. Like I can just lay here. It feels so good. And then my favorite part is coming. So I like to stretch my arms back, and then you put your hands behind you and push. You are literally going to push yourself forward as far as you can go and just hang back Oh my gosh, if this doesn't open up your hips, then I don't know what will, because this feels amazing. So if you are a beginner, just remember you don't have to go all the way back. Just go slow, but just push those hips open, you guys. And we're coming to an end here, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below so I know, because all your guys' tips are very helpful for me too, to know what you enjoy watching. Alright, I love you all, and I'll see you all soon.